get that color of Jesus. Get the color of Jesus. You say your name is Mikha'el? My name is Mikha'el. Same name. Right, read.
Revelation chapter 1 verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So it says Jesus Christ had white and woolly hair. Read.
As white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Right, read.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
It said his feet were like unto fine brass. The brass color is a goldish brown color. So his feet were goldish brown, but watch this.
As if they burned in a furnace.
If you burn anything, what color does it turn? It turns black. So it says Jesus Christ was a dark-skinned black man. Jesus Christ was a dark-skinned black man. You understand that? Now, earlier you were talking about the Jewish people. The word ish means pertaining to, like the officer was bringing out. So we're going to talk about the real Jews, because the word Jew is short for Judah. All the men he named, King David, King Solomon, Jesus Christ, they all came from the tribe of Judah. So let's see what color the Jews were. Let's see what color the tribe of Judah was. Jeremiah 14:2.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 14, verse 2. Judah mourning.
So it said Judah is mourning. They're in mourning. Who's more in mourning than blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans throughout the diaspora, throughout the scattering of the slaves? We're the ones at the bottom of society. We're the ones that the working class. Where is it? The Hard Rock hotel that was over here. Everybody that worked in the Hard Rock was black or Hispanic. When that building fell, it was black and Hispanics that building fell on. Who's more in mourning than us? Nobody. Read.
And the gates thereof languish.
When it talks about the gates, it talks about leadership. Because in the time of the Bible, the leaders were at the gates of the city to bring out correction to the people as they came in. So when it says the gates languish, that means there's a lack of leadership. What's your nationality, by the way? You're from Judah? So your father's a so-called black man? Creole? Okay. All praises. So Levi would be Creoles, so-called Haitians. So you'll be from the tribe of Levi, of the kingdom of Judah. So you will still be considered a Jew. So read that again from the top.
Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 2. Judah mourning, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground.
So I want you to turn around and look at that soil that tree is planted in. The soil back there that tree is planted in. It says Judah is black into the ground. The deeper you dig into the ground, the darker that dirt gets. The Jews are black.
That's right.
So these so-called Jewish people that stole your identity are lying to you.
Teach!
They lied about everything.
Right.
You understand? They tell you that this ain't your book, this ain't your history, but everything in here pertains to you. From Genesis to Revelations, it's about you. It's your photo album. They stole your identity. They stole your nationality. They're trying to steal your promise. The kingdom of heaven is promised to the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel.
That's right.
That means everybody can't get in. You understand? Heaven ain't for everybody. The Bible ain't for everybody. But guess what? It's for you, because God said you special. So guess what? In order for you to be special and do special things and to get the kingdom, you got things you got to follow. Like, for instance, today. You know what today is? Saturday. What is Saturday? What's significant about it? The Sabbath day, the day of rest. So it's a day you got to keep holy, right? How do you keep the Sabbath holy? Huh?
You don't do bad things.
You don't do bad things. Let's get the Sabbath. Exodus 20:8. We're going to show you how to keep the Sabbath day holy. Brother is from the tribe of Levi. I know that messed a lot of y'all up looking on the camera. That brother from the tribe of Levi. Read.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
The first thing he said is to remember the Sabbath day. Why? Because we would forget it. Because we've been discontinued from our heritage. We would think that Sunday is the Sabbath day because that's what our oppressors have taught us in Christianity. You know, if your slave master was a Baptist, you would be Baptist. If he was Catholic, you would be Catholic. If he was Seventh-day Adventist, you would be Seventh-day Adventist.
Right.
All these religions came about while we were still in slavery.
Teach.
It's the sign right here. If you look at all the dates of when these religions started, we were still in slavery or either fresh out of slavery. You see that? Religion has nothing to do with the Israelites or the Bible.
That's right.
So read that.
Book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work.
So from Sunday to Friday, from Sunday sundown to Friday sundown, you have 6 days to do everything that you got to do. But when the sun goes down on Friday, it's time to rest. Shut it down. Read.
But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
The seventh day. If you look at a calendar, the seventh day is Saturday, the Sabbath day. And guess what? The calendar we use today is the same Gregorian calendar that they used in Rome when Jesus Christ walked the earth and kept the Sabbath day on today.
Teach.
So nothing has changed. It's still the Sabbath day. Read.
6 days shalt thou work. 6 days. I'm sorry. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work.
So you're not supposed to be working on the Sabbath day. Read.
Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant.
Nobody in your house should be doing any work. If you own a business, nobody that works for you should be doing any work on the Sabbath day. Read.
Nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gate.
So even if you have a farm, your animals should not be working on the Sabbath day. And it said the stranger that is among you. Again, if you have people working for you, they're not supposed to be working on the Sabbath day. So let's get Nehemiah 10:31. Let's see what else we ain't supposed to do on the Sabbath day.
Book of Nehemiah, chapter 10, verse 31. And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals on the Sabbath day.
So ware or victuals is clothing and food. So if they bring clothing and food on the Sabbath day, meaning if Walgreens or IHOP is open on the Sabbath day, read.
To sell, that we would not buy of them on the Sabbath.
So you ain't supposed to be going in Walgreens, you ain't supposed to be going in IHOP, you ain't supposed to be going in none of these stores on the Sabbath day. You understand? What happened?
No, you're just funny.
You gotta go get some alcohol.
No, some water.
Water. So,
Oh, it's just funny how you said it.
you stay here?
No,
Where you from?
California.
California? What brings you to New Orleans? Halloween. Brother, you know you from the nation of Israel. You got the mighty lion of Judah on your neck, and you about to celebrate Halloween? Man, you outside your mind. You know that? You are outside your mind. God said you better than Halloween.
That's right.
You know what happens for celebrating Halloween? You know what you're going to get? Romans 6:23. Let's see what you're going to get for celebrating Halloween. Romans 6:23.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 6, verse 23. For the wages of sin is death.
The wages, the payment of sin, because guess what? Celebrating Halloween is sin. The wages of sin, the payment for sin is death. If you know anything about Halloween, what part of California are you from? Who? What major city is that close to? LA? So in LA, on Halloween, you know there's a lot of killing that goes on, right? It happens. In Detroit, they call Halloween Hell Night because they run around looking to burn stuff up, blow stuff up, kill people. Here in New Orleans, there's going to be a lot of death on Bourbon Street for Halloween.
Teach.
A lot of death and a lot of sin. So you came all the way to New Orleans to be in the midst of sin. And you going back to LA. Bruh, you need to repent. It's no coincidence that you ran into us today. Whatever you have planned for tomorrow, don't do that shit. Straight up. Whatever you have planned, it's over, done. The Most High is giving you the warning right now. It's done. Exodus 20 and 3. I'm going to show you. This is the very first commandment that was given. This is the first one. Read.
Exodus chapter 20 verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
He said you shall have no other gods before him. Celebrating Halloween is celebrating another God. The Most High God said his name is jealous. We're talking about a God that flooded the whole earth because we wanted to celebrate other gods and honor other gods. It's nothing for the Most High to put you to death. But guess what? It's nothing for him to raise you up to a God that you're supposed to be on this earth.
That's right.
Psalms 82. Psalms 82 and 6. This is what you're supposed to be. Come on.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 82, verse 6. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
The Most High God said you are God. You're from the nation of Israel, of the tribe of Levi. That's a mighty tribe. Moses came from the tribe of Levi. Elijah came from the tribe of Levi. John the Baptist came from the tribe of Levi. These are mighty men. That's the tribe you come from. That's the tribe you come from, man. That's the heritage you got. Ain't no damn Halloween. Let Halloween be for the dogs. Because that's what those other nations are that celebrate that. Dogs. You ain't a dog, are you? Hell no, you ain't. You a God.
That's right.
Read.
But you shall die like men.
The reason we die like men is because we want to be like the other nations and celebrate Halloween. Something that's less than us. He said he gave all these idols to the nations to worship. But you got the creator to worship, man. The person that created the heaven and the earth said you special. He gave, guess what? God said his law is how you love him. He only gave his law to Israel. So these other nations don't even know how to love God. So he gave the way to love him to you and only you. He gave the kingdom of heaven to you and only you. The kingdom of heaven ain't for everybody. But guess what? It ain't going to be for you either if you out here celebrating Halloween. Matter of fact, let's get that. Give me Revelation 22:14. We're going to get a whole lot of understanding on that. Revelation 22:14, last book of the Bible, last chapter. Let's read what he's talking about.
Revelation chapter 22, verse 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life.
God said you got right to the tree of life if you do his commandments. He gave you the rights to the tree of life because he gave the commandments to the Israelites. The Israelites only. We the only ones that got the right to the tree of life. But guess what? Keep reading.
And may enter in through the gates into the city.
No, you got to enter in through the gates by keeping the commandments. Read.
For without are dogs.
For without are dogs. The other nations are outside the kingdom of heaven. Read. Let's see who else going to be outside.
And sorcerers.
And sorcerers. All these wizards and witches and ghouls and goblins for Halloween, that's sorcerers. They're going to be on the outside of the gate. And if you go celebrate Halloween, you're going to be on the outside. Read.
And whoremongers.
And whoremongers, because that's what's going on Bourbon Street. A whole lot of whoredom and whoremongering. Read.
And murderers.
And murderers. We just talked about Halloween, how they do all these sacrifices and rituals and how they got hell nights and all the murders that go on Halloween. Read.
And idolaters.
Idolaters. Halloween is idolatry. All of them going to be outside the kingdom of heaven. But God said he gave you the keys to it. He gave you the ability to walk through the gate. But it's up to you to do it. And you ain't going to do it celebrating Halloween. So it's later for that. You done with that, brother. It's over. Whatever plans you had, hey. The Most High sent you on that trip to come here. Not for no Halloween. Proverbs 20 and 24. Proverbs 20:24. You thought you came down here for Halloween, but let's see what Most High God had for you. Read.
Proverbs chapter 20, verse 24. Man's goings are of the Lord.
It said man's goings are of the Lord. Read.
How can a man then understand his own way?
So how can a man then understand his own way? You thought you came all the way to New Orleans from California to go celebrate Halloween. No, you came out here to hear the promise of God. And to understand that you are God and to leave that Halloween wickedness. Where's that? Leave that shit alone, bro. Straight up. Hey, I gotta talk to you like a man. You a man, right? Leave that shit alone. You ain't come out here for Halloween. You better than that. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are better than that. That is meant to keep you down. Everybody say, oh, it's all in good fun.
Right.
What is fun about putting on a mask that you can't breathe in? It's hot under the mask. When I was a little kid, I used to always take that stuff off. Bro, like, for what? You dressing up like demons and goblins, and you want to play make-believe and dress up like Superman. Guess what? Superman's real name was Mikha'el. It means all power. Guess what? You already Mikha'el. You already God. You just got to come back and start living like it. You ain't got to dress up in no costume to be there.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.